You might be thinking you're not getting interviews, you might be thinking you're not getting callbacks from employers, but have you really revamped your CV? After 5 months in Canada, I got my first professional job. It took me 5 months, and it took me 1 month of dedication, as in serious dedication, and I landed a fantastic job. So guys, if I can do it, you can do it, but you don't have to wait 5 months. You don't have to suffer like I did. Revamp your CV, as in do a thorough work. So don't just apply to 10 jobs. Even if it's 2 jobs you apply to in a day, make sure that those 2 applications are badass. Like, you really need to pay attention. Make sure that what is on the job advert and what is on your CV is literally the same thing. Not the exact same words, but the same thing. And I'm sure you will land your job soon.
I'm not ignorant to the fact that it is very difficult to get a job right now. In fact, I put out a content on LinkedIn recently, and someone said to me that I should stop rinsing all these job tips and putting it out there, that the reasons why people can't get job is reasons beyond our control, like COVID and some other examples that he stated. I understand. I get it. But I would never identify with people that decide to remain negative and say that it is so hard to get a job. I know it's so hard to get a job, but I'm always of the opinion that my case is different. Now, my case being different is that I'm going to do all that is within my power to ensure that I get a job, no matter how long it takes me to get it. So I do agree with this lady. For the fact that things have changed right now means that you need to change your approach. It is harder to get a job right now, but it means that you need to change the way that you are approaching the job market to give you a higher chance of winning. Another thing that I always like to say is you need to prioritize quality over quantity. It doesn't matter if there are 100 job applications out there, as long as you are actually prioritizing packaging your CV, that once you put it out, it's going to give you a high chance of getting called back. Don't just throw your CV all over the place. Now is not the time to be doing that. Now is a time for intentionality. Now is the time to actually focus on the things that you want to achieve. So make sure that you are putting out quality applications to give you the best chance of winning. Don't box yourself in the bubble of people that says you can't get a job. People are getting jobs. Now, is it hard to get a job? Yes, it is. Times have changed. The market has changed. It doesn't mean that you won't get something. You would get something eventually.
Everybody wants to come to Canada. I get it. But I think everybody also really needs to know that right now there's a job shortage in Canada. It's very hard to get a job, especially in Toronto. There's a lot of people in Toronto, obviously, and the job market is really crazy right now in Toronto. Of course, there's ways to get jobs. There are job agencies. There's still people hiring, but it's very competitive. So a lot of people moving to Canada or want to come to Canada, they got to know that. Try to get a job or find a job before you come. But if you don't, try to have some funds, some backup funds, because it can take anywhere from 2 to 6 months to find a good job or to find a job that's going to pay the bills and all that. So try to come with some savings. And also don't be discouraged, because you got to look for a bit, but eventually everybody finds a job to pay the bills. So
okay, I do agree with this guy. So in as much as yes, I've stressed on the fact that your case is different and things will happen differently for you, having the right expectation can actually go a long way to avoid depression. If that makes sense. So you can try to avoid getting frustrated by putting in the work into finding jobs even before you relocate to Canada in this example. But in some cases, that is not always the case, where it's like you secured a job before going into the country. And if you actually haven't secured a job, or if you were unable to secure a job before going into that country, it is good to have enough money so that while you look for a job, at least you have something to fall back on to help you stay sane while you still look for that job. Thirdly, I would say you need to be a bit open-minded in terms of the type of job that you're looking for. Especially when you are new to a country, you might want to prioritize just getting any job that can pay the bills while you're still focusing on trying to get the actual job that you desire. So you might just try to be open-minded towards getting survival jobs, just to survive. Remember, emphasis on survival, just to survive and pay the bills while you keep working on getting the job. The thing is, yes, it takes time. This market is not as easy as it was. I remember those days where I would put out one CV for so many job applications and get so many recruiters call me. Now things have changed. If you could get a job in under 1 month before, now you might want to give a reasonable time frame for, let's say, 3 to 6 months and just hope that you get a job within that time frame. This is just you conditioning your mind that, okay, it might take you a while to get a job. Now, does that mean that you have to wait 6 months to get a job? I would say no, especially if you're putting out applications in the right way, or if you're targeting the market in the right way. I would say no, it wouldn't take up to 6 months, but you need to give yourself a reasonable time frame in case if it takes that long to be able to secure a job. But at the end of the day, with the right efforts, with the right consistency are the things that you want, you will eventually get the job that you so desire. So don't be discouraged. Plan appropriately, do your best, have savings, have some money, be open to doing survival jobs, but you would eventually get to your destination at the end of the day. So
my biggest regret as an international student in the UK was thinking that my UK degree was going to get me a job in the UK. Bearing in mind I did my undergraduate and masters in the UK. But guys, let me tell you something, right? Something I discovered a bit later is the degree doesn't actually matter. The skills that you build is what is essentially very important. Towards the tail end of my degree, I realized I was very good at building relationships with people, and that is the skill that I've honed over the last probably like 7 years working in the edtech space. I've been able to develop myself as a relationship manager, helping businesses drive revenue through effective client management and partnership management, right? So if I had known that a bit earlier, I probably would have honed that on that skill. So if you're an international student or international talent, find a skill, something you're just a natural at. It just comes to you quite easy, and try to exploit that a little bit better, because that's what is going to really help you navigate your career just generally. So I hope that helps you.
guys, these days I've been struggling to understand the importance of actually going and spending 4 years, 3 years, 5 years in university if you are not in the healthcare line. I'm just saying, not that I'm against education. I still think that education is great. But coming from Nigeria, we are being told that once you get this degree, you'd be unstoppable. You'll be able to get certain roles that wouldn't be available to so many people and all of that. We got that gist. And I did 4 years of university. I did accounting as my undergrad course. And after that, I came to the UK, did my first master's in finance and my second master's in business analytics. And I kid you not, for every job that I have done, for every single corporate job that I have done, since I moved from Nigeria, they haven't requested for my master's degree or even my BSc. Some of them might say, oh, you should have a master's or if you should have a BSc. But what I have found out is that what they make compulsory is you having certifications in some specific areas that is specific to the role that is required from you. So why did I spend all those money to go to school and you guys are not even requesting for it? I guess it's always going to remain a mystery to me. So when I hear things like, oh, once you even graduate with distinction in your master's degree, or if you graduate with a first class in your undergraduate degree, like no one cares abroad. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. So what would actually set you apart, like this guy has actually said, is the skills that you've built over the years. You're actually willing to learn something other than what you've been taught in school, getting certified in the area of work that you are interested in, and learning all the tools that is needed for you to be a success in that role, regardless of if it was taught to you in school or not. In most cases, most of the roles that we're even doing has no correlation with what we studied. It has no correlation with our background. This is the reality of things right now. This is the world we live in right now. You have to take that extra step. Now, you getting education is one big step. It does a lot, not just for your book knowledge, but for you as a person in building your personality, your social skills, and all of that. But you need to be willing to take the extra step, go the extra mile to ensure that you are overqualified for the roles that you're interested in. Learn those skills, get certified, learn those tools, do all that you can do within your power to get that job. That is what will get you the job, not necessarily your master's degree or your BSc, unfortunately. Guys, we've come to the end of this video. I already did a video of how I was able to get 2 job offers in less than a month of moving to Canada. And if you're interested in that video, just click on this video here to watch it. Thank you, and see you in my next video. Bye.